Hey YouTube, what's happening? We're doing a first impressions video. Got a new knife in the mail today. It's a steel will. This is a new model for them. And I took it out of the package already. So you get this little cardboard box with a thing, and here is your little authentication card here. This is the Modus F25-31. You have a Q&A inspector and all that. Back on July 8th. It just really came in the market. What took them so long to get here is the question. July 8th, wow. Anywho, this is the M390 version with G10 scales and a G10 OD green backspacer. And on bearings, super good flipper. These are made in Italy. Versus the the D2 versions that are made in China. So they're quite a bit more expensive, or less expensive. Right away, I want to do a size comparison to the cut jack. This is the mini cut jack, and you can see that the Modus, I'm not sure how they say it, is a little bit bigger. Let's open it up. The cut jack mini is also an M390 with a drop point blade, and it's about a 3-inch blade with 4-inch handle. This is a 3¼ inch blade and about a 4¼ inch handle, so it's a little bit bigger knife. I don't know if it's actually exactly a 4¼ we'll look in a second. Here's a couple more size comparisons while we're doing size comparisons. There's the Kaiser Task 1 and the Kaiser Gemini. Let's move the cut jack out. So you can see it's a very similar size knife to these knives. So, I like the sheep's foot blade quite a bit on this one versus the cut jack's drop point. Just like for EDC tasks, I love a good sheep's foot. Kind of reminds me of a blade shape of a ZT-070 or like an Insingo blade from Chris Reeve. So I love that blade shape. So the knife itself is, here's your in-hand shot. You can see I have medium-sized hands, and it's about perfect fit. I mean, it's absolutely a perfect fit in my hands. Really smooth action right out of the box, and this is brand new. I got it today, and you can see how well it flips and how smooth it is. The pocket clip is pretty much exactly the same that's on the cut jack. In fact, it is exactly the same. And the blade is 3.27 inches. Closes 4.4, so it's a little bit more than 4¼ It's 4.4 inches. And the overall length is 7.68. Again, M390 blade steel. Blade thickness is 0.13. You got some nice jimping up here in the thumb ramp. You'll have a weight of around 3 ounces. Let's get out the scale and verify, because sometimes the listed specs are not the same. I've got 3½ ounces, and I cannot see what that's picking up. Must be the angle. So 3½ ounces, still very lightweight. The carbon fiber one may be the lighter one of 3.1, because this knife is going to come out in carbon fiber. I don't believe it's available yet, but they have a OD green G10, the black G10, and then they have a carbon fiber with an orange backspacer that's pretty hot, and wasn't out yet when I got this. The price on these is right around the $150 mark. I think I paid a little less than that. It was around $135, I want to say. Depending on what dealer you get it from, you know, the price is gonna vary a little bit. I know that Blade HQ has them in stock. I know that Knife Center has them. Yeah, this one at Knife Center is $148.99. So, what a great deal for M390 blade steel, guys. Super smooth flipping action on bearings. Fantastic ergonomics. Nice jimping. Nice sheep's foot M390 blade. Good size, right in the wheelhouse. My perfect size knife. Nice and centered. Gets flipping action. There is a lot going on in this knife that's good. I like the G10 backspacer. It's very comfortable in the reverse grip. That flipper guard, especially, and that backspacer has a little jimping right here. You can really get your finger on there. Overall, I'm digging. The action is fantastic out of the box. Let's see how does it compare to the mini cut jack. This is all broken in, so it's about the same. Yeah, it's about the same. So I like this size better. I had the full size cut jack in D2, which is it's a 3.5 inch blade. It's not a huge knife, but it's bigger. I like this size of knife. Oh, I had one more size comparison I forgot to do. The ZT-0450. That's a very, very similar size knife. I mean, it's essentially exactly the same size as the 0450. Alright, so let's get some other measurements out of the way. Your width is going to be unclosed, so your pocket real estate, 1.3 inches, 1.32 inches, not bad. The handle width is, I say, right around a 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more. Oh, just under a 1/2 inch thick, so it's slim. And the thickness behind the edge, I've used it to cut up in some boxes already, and it did just fine. Not the thinnest behind the edge at 0.03, excuse me. So not the thinnest. What was the Cut Jack Mini is the question. I wonder if it's ground any thinner. No, they're almost identical. 0.03. So 0.03 is not bad. It's not thick, but it's not super thin. So I still think it'll be a good slicer based on the grind and the blade shape and such. It'll be a good EDC blade shape. I'm having a hard time talking Nelson right now. The biggest thing here, guys, is you're getting a very good deal because you're getting M390 G10 bearings. I mean, you're getting an exceptionally good value here. That's why this knife will be soon featured in my top knives under $150 video. It was going to originally be the Cut Jack, but I've decided, the Cut Jack Mini, I've decided that the Modus is more my size of knife, and I like the blade shape a little better, so we're going to go with that one. But the Cut Jack is also a great option. The Mini Cut Jack, same blade, still about the same price. So fantastic knife. Steel Wheel is killing it in my opinion. Their budget knives are awesome. They're just doing great things this year. They still have their ant lock that's still supposed to come out sometime. I noticed they had a carbon fiber model with D2 and titanium for under $100. They had, I don't know if it was titanium. Yeah, I think it was a titanium frame lock. They had another budget flipper called the Tenant that just is coming out, and that's going to have D2, G10 for under $50. Really just doing an excellent job with their knives this year. That's kind of a newer brand. They came out a year or two ago, probably a couple of years ago, and didn't have a ton of folders, had a lot of fixed blades. They had the Gecko and Mini Gecko when they first came out, and a couple other folders, but they really knocked it out of the park with their 2017 offerings, in my opinion. And the Modus is just another one of those offerings. Definitely recommended. Fantastic. The ergonomics are freaking awesome. I mean, the Cut Jack Mini is still got good ergonomics, but it feels this little hump back here kind of goes. And I have medium-sized hands. This is the small again. Take that, and it does have a nice choil, so you can choke up, and it's very comfortable. But if I were looking at these two, I would pick the Modus all day long because you're not giving up that much size difference, but you're getting quite a nice handle with a nice sheep's foot blade. I mean, there's no cramping. It's just super comfortable. I find the handle to be a lot more comfortable on the Modus than I do on the Cut Jack Mini. Shoot. My dog's getting into trouble. But anyway, guys, that's going to kind of be my first impressions of the Steel Wheel Modus, or Modus F25 M390 blade steel, made in Italy. Very smooth action. So far, I don't know who's manufacturing these knives in Italy for Steel Wheel, but I have found that their fit and finish is really good. Just doing another size lineup here for you, give you an idea what we're looking at here. All very similar sized, around 3 1/4 inch. You know, nothing over 3 1/2 here. Perfect size for EDC in my opinion. Good weight, great blade still. It's got a lot going for it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.